Okay, no worries.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Safe Haven. Here we have the owner of Super Bowl GG right here. And remember, everything you hear here is not financial advice. This will be a relatively shorter AMA due to scheduling and time crunches. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. All right. Oaksum, what is going on, and why did you decide to create Super Bowl GG?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you so much for having me, first of all. Second of all, Super Bowl GG is the essentially when I saw the World Cup token success over basically the last couple of months, it was kind of surprising to me because none of these tokens had any sort of utility whatsoever. And I was trying to incorporate, I'm a huge sports fan, I'm a huge gambling fan, and I was trying to incorporate some sort of, gamifying the Super Bowl coming up. So essentially what we've come up with is, for those that don't know, the NFL is basically comprised of two different, I don't want to say sides, but conferences. So there's the American Football Conference and the National Football Conference. And what the Super Bowl is when those two teams actually play each other. So what we've done is we've created two staking pools, one for the AFC and one for the NFC, and you're able to stake in one or both. But essentially what's going to happen is there's a token tax, 5% buy, 7% sell, and 3% from each of those is going to be accumulated in BUSD for a rewards pool that is going to basically pay out all of the stakers in the winning side's pool. So if you staked in the AFC pool, then you'll get your share of the BUSD rewards based on total volume. So if there's $1 million in total volume, there'll be $60,000 in that actual pool that will get split across the winning team's pool proportionately to how much super you have in the pool. That being said, there's you can stake in both of them if you want to. There's no limit. Like, you don't have to. If you're in one, it doesn't limit you to be in the other. But those super tokens, the amount that you have, if you were to have more in one pool, you get more share of the BUSD rewards. Also, at the same time, you're receiving your staking rewards in super, so that actual amount compounds and grows, so that you actually get a bigger share of that BUSD payout as well.
All righty, man. That is perfect. Okay. So how can people ensure that their money is safe and that they will get their money?
Oh, yeah. I mean, straight to it. Yeah. Well, we KYC'd with PinkSale, first of all, which means they've got documents. They've really tightened that up now as well. Like when I had the call yesterday, it was a 40-minute call. Getting that badge was not the easiest thing in the world. But we also had our smart contract audited and our by BlockSafeU. We just did an AMA with them a couple of hours ago. And then on top of that, we have the person who actually developed our smart contract. His name's Trinos, and he's a verified developer that is partnered with PinkSale as well. So we didn't put the code in there. He did, and basically he wouldn't put his reputation on the line in terms of some sort of malicious code, whatever it may be. Essentially his name is attached to this as well in terms of actually making the smart contract. We're not really interested in trying to make anything super fancy when it comes to what the smart contract does. We're more interested in having this the staking dApp made that can kind of create a fun experience for everybody who's interested in, the NFL, American football, as well as people who are interested in, crypto as a whole that, enjoy watching sports. So we've got another utility. Essentially, it's a pooled betting pot. And what that means is that any contributor to the fair launch, which is live right now, will get an entry to that. And essentially you're going to be able to pick the winning team of the Super Bowl, the losing team of the Super Bowl, the amount of points that each team scores, and then pick a number between 1 and 100,000. And the reason why we do that is in case multiple entries have the exact same, predictions, we need to have a tiebreaker of some sort. So this is going to be a pool that, and one individual is going to win, but any fair launch contributor is going to be getting an entry into that. You also get entries into that for post-launch buys. So for every 0.2 BNB that you put in, you're going to get an entry into it, so you can make multiple predictions and try your shot at, you know, winning that rewards pool. But the main thing is, you know, like I mentioned before, with these staking pools, you have it's going to start with a pretty high APY that will obviously go down as more people join the pools, due to the fact that, you know, sustainability and everything like that. We can't offer a ridiculous APY while we have, you know, 1,000 people in there staking. Otherwise, the staking rewards would just deplete too quickly. So you're going to be able to, you know, there's multiple different avenues that you can win money in this case. So BUSD, we're going to be doing lots of giveaways. We're focusing a lot on, you know, giving back to the community. So in whether that's in Super Token, whether that's in BNB, or whether that's in BUSD, there's going to be giveaways going on pretty much every weekend that leading up to the Super Bowl. We're going to be having game day VCs, and these game day VCs are going to be an opportunity for anybody to come in, you know, watch the games with me. And then, or I guess, listen to the games with me, because, you know, Telegram, if I'm trying to stream through that, also the NFL might come knocking on my door. But yeah, there's going to be an opportunity for everybody to, you know, win, as well as that there's always the price action with this, right? So as we market post-launch, you know, we've got a marketing budget that we're allocating towards ad campaigns across, you know, crypto-related platforms through anonymous ads. We've also got, you know, different call channels lined up for the duration of the fair launch, as well as that grace period in between when the fair launch commences and the actual PancakeSwap launch, and then post-launch, right? We're not just going to blow everything pre-launch and then hope for the best, right? We've kind of got a strategic plan moving forward. It's a long way to the Super Bowl. And then I think the biggest topic on everyone's mind when it comes to something like a token that's themed around an event is what comes after. And what I mentioned before about these gamified staking pools, as well as this pooled betting pot, is the beautiful thing about it is you're able to kind of apply that to events moving forward, whether that be, you know, other major sporting events. And that's why we chose the ticker symbol Super, not Super Bowl, because if it was Super Bowl, we're kind of limiting ourselves to one event. Super can be related to, you know, Super Pot, Super Picks, Super Bookie, Super Gambling, whatever it is that, you know, when we gather the data of how people enjoyed these, you know, two-sided staking pools where you're kind of going head to head in terms of teams in an event, or in our case for the Super Bowl, it's conferences. Once we get a good indication of how people enjoyed it and, you know, use that data moving forward, we're going to be able to kind of migrate the Super Token over into not your traditional gambling platform, not your traditional bookie. It's going to be more of a gamified aspect to, you know, a BSC token.
All right. And how do you plan to rebrand, you know, because it's more than just, you know, taking the bowl out of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, the first and foremost, what we're looking at here is Super Bowl GG, right? We've got that domain. It's a pretty amazing domain. And it wasn't necessarily, we went with that because it was straight to the point. We want this to be something that is centered around the Super Bowl. The only reason that I brought that up is it would be on my mind if I was listening to an AMA about a token that's centered around an event. I just wanted to kind of assess that point before we went any further, that we're not limited to the Super Bowl itself moving forward. But as of right now, I mean, with the staking pools and that BUSD reward, if you look at like $1 million in trading volume, that's going to make 60,000. Some of these World Cup tokens that we were researching prior to, you know, developing what we have developed, we're doing 5 million in trading volume, 6, 7, all the way up to, and I'm not even kidding you, if you look at, there's a token in specific, it did $52 million in trading volume, and it was centered around the World Cup. Again, no utility behind these things. And I know in, you know, looking at the World Cup globally is the bigger sporting event. However, the Super Bowl is the second biggest sporting event, and it is by far the biggest sporting event when it comes to North America. It's bigger than the Stanley Cup. It's bigger than, you know, anything else that happens there. The Super Bowl is basically a national holiday in the U.S., and we want we wanted to create a different gambling experience, and in terms of applying it, mixing gambling with crypto, but at the same time, the gamble's only as much as you are willing to risk. It's not necessarily a one and done, right? If you contribute to the fair launch, you'll get these entries into the super betting pot, and you'll also get entered into a chance to win 2,500 BUSD if you hold from the point of the fair launch all the way until the end of the Super Bowl. Basically, if you put 0.1 BNB in there, you're going to be entered to win that. So there's lots of different avenues and revenue opportunities for people that decide to come along the journey with us through the NFL playoffs. And yeah, we just wanted to kind of make something a little bit more a more interesting side to some of these event themed tokens, like we saw with the World Cup, like we see with something as silly as Christmas themed tokens, stuff like that. We want to actually provide some utility for our users to actually have fun, as well as at the same time trade an asset and basically make money if that's what they're out there to do.
All right, that's what's up, man. And what have you guys done to obviously you got more of a smaller community so far. So what have you guys done to market this that is similar to the World Cup token that hit $50 million market cap?
Well, that's the trickiest part about this business, man, is when you look at some of these projects and you go in there, you kind of have to wonder what the catalyst actually was that made it pop off so hard. So we did the research. We did look into those Telegram chats, and we looked into their pre-sales, and we found out kind of some of the incubators that they were using. But a lot of that stuff was a little bit more World Cup focused. Like I said before, you don't really want to market a Super Bowl token to a Chinese community. And I'm not saying that in any sort of, that's just literal numbers and stats. When you look at it, it's not going to generate a good conversion rate. So what we've done is we've gone ahead and focused primarily on call channels, and we're doing AMAs with groups that we know are focused or are based in the States or in Canada. But at the same time, when we were looking at our post-launch campaign, we're going to be running an ad campaign through some of the major crypto platforms that are out there through anonymous ads. So when you go to anonymous ads, you have like some 800 plus websites you can advertise on. What I did is I went and I narrowed it down through crypto platforms that have a certain amount of users. And then I looked at those users and I narrowed those down to males in North America in between the ages of 24 and 35. That's our target audience. So that's going to come post-launch for the actual ad campaigns that are going to be going out on some of these crypto platforms. Like some of the ones that really fell into that description are the ones that you would think. You're looking at, PooCoin, Dex Tools, stuff like that. So we've got an ad campaign that's going to be planned for post-launch, and then leading up to that and during the actual fair launch itself, including that grace period, we're looking at a bunch of different call channels that we've got lined up. We don't want to blow everything right now in terms of, hey, fair launch is live, everybody get in there, and we call on all our resources. So the fair launch is up for 48 hours. And if anybody's, hesitant in any way, I suggest that you wait and see how the marketing actually plays out. But if it is something that you think sounds fun, have a look through the white paper, have a look through the website, and watch the whiteboard video that's been made. It's a pretty good way to figure out how this is going to kind of gamify the Super Bowl experience, and at the same time offer it through cryptocurrency.
That's what's up, man. Good work. You're doing a fantastic job in this AMA, by the way, man. Really good. Not dodging any questions or anything like that. You know what I mean? So let's talk about the team side of things. Who's running all of this with you, and what are you guys' backgrounds?
For sure, man. So I got into crypto in 2016 as a Binance user, and then I didn't really touch it till 2018. And then in 2018, I kind of started to get, I got interested in Ethereum mainnet, and I found a little bit of work there, writing Ethereum protocol fundamental analysis reports. And I was writing those basically on protocols that had governance, and looking into the multi-sig wallets, looking into the admin keys. And I eventually made the decision to go full time into it, because I felt like if I spent the same amount of time that I did at my original job in this, I'd be able to make just under the amount of money in terms of like an actual hourly rate, not in terms of investing or anything like that. Ever since I made that switch, there's been some amazing, financial opportunities for me when it comes to stuff like, when the BSC started popping off, BNB, SafeMoon, Fox Finance, Bonfire. I'm sure we all remember those, but they were short-lived. And what that taught me is, you got to be smart with your money, because when something like UST or Luna happens and you're overexposed, you find yourself in a tough situation. So when the bear market hit, I started really trying to figure out ways to build and be a little bit more stable. And that's actually how I ended up getting put in touch with the partner here. And he's a Web3 development basically a developer, I guess you would say, but he works with a team of people. So luckily between him and I, we have some connections in the space, and we were able to, figure out this marketing plan the way that we think it would be most beneficial to the project and the launch and the investors. For him, he's been a part of some really successful projects in the past, some stuff that builds some pretty innovative Web3 technology. And when it comes to Super Bowl GG, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that we've created something that is going to be, change the gambling industry forever. What we've basically done is taken technology that already exists. It's quite, simple, but we've applied it to a concept that it hasn't been done before. And we're hoping that is what will, kind of bring people in. The simplicity of a staking pool with the gamified side of, the Super Bowl picking two teams, and picking two teams can be applied to any sporting event. So looking down the line, whatever it may be, we can apply this same structure to, the biggest sporting events that happen all around the world.
Great, man. Awesome. So what typically happens is when projects fail, it has a lot to do with the finances. So anytime we create a project that involves staking or a utility like that, I always want to know, like, how the team, like, do you guys have money outside of the project so that people can be assured that they're going to be able to, you know what I'm saying? So they can be sure that the project isn't going to run out of money and then use the marketing wallet to spend on themselves and pay the dev back because the project wasn't as successful as they wanted it to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know exactly what you mean. And I've seen it happen countless times. And it's a very unfortunate situation where, projects launch a token around a promise, not the other way around, where you create the utility first and then create the token around that. So the good thing about having somebody like my partner, Tim.eth, he's able to essentially, this stuff happens in-house. So a lot of the development costs are just time, right? It's not actual out of pocket for him. The thing is, though, is marketing is out of pocket. There's no other way around that. You have to pay people to give you a platform or to spread your project where you want it to go. In terms of the long term, we want this to be something. So here's the thing with our tokenomics and our token tax, we've got 5% buy, 7% sell. 3% on both the buy and the sell go to that rewards pool, that BUSD rewards pool, so that the winning staking pool can get paid out at the end of the Super Bowl, right? But on the other side of it, we've got 1% for marketing on buys, we've got 2% on marketing on sells, and then 1% team, 2% team for the buy and the sell again. So there is going to be revenue coming in. It gets swapped to BUSD. That's going to be put into both a marketing wallet and a team wallet that we can then use for, progressing the project further. that is the goal here, that essentially we'll be able to use those funds to, constantly continue the marketing, continue offering a rewards pool that is incentivizing people to participate in, the event at hand. Particularly right now, we're talking about the Super Bowl, again, the second biggest sporting event in the entire world. So we really do feel that, when we were looking at these World Cup tokens, there was a big influx of volume as the World Cup went on. So with our fair launch, that's why we set it at 20 BNB. We think that that's very achievable. We've also seen with fair launches, when they do break that soft cap, they start to really get the ball rolling. So we've, like I said, over the next, we've got one day, 23 hours and 5 minutes to go. We're going to be rolling out a big marketing plan. We're going to be getting a lot of callers to, send out what needs to be done to get us to that point. And then as we move forward into that, grace period and the actual launch itself, we're going to be applying, the marketing information that we got through the other tokens, as well as just the targeted audience that, we think will be interested in a Super Bowl themed token and a gambling themed token. We're going to be applying it to try and really target a specific group of investors. And these days, that's easier than ever with the dashboards that they give you. You can really break down exactly the type of user that you're looking to market to. So that's the plan, to continue this and basically hit our goals one by one. We don't want to, like I said before, blow everything all in the beginning and then just hope that FOMO kicks in. There's a way to do this right, and there's a way to do it, wrong, I guess is the right way to say it. So we're taking in all that data, and we're going to apply it to, our fair launch and our project and our utilities. And we want to keep developing this further and further, so that it's something that is, a little bit of, in terms of a gambling household, a household name.
All right, man. Well, let's go ahead and get to the giveaway, because I remember you said you only had 30 minutes, so I want to respect that. I'm going to go ahead and get to the giveaway. I'm going to pick it out of let's do it this way. Okay. Let's do, for the giveaway, let me type them. Let me type who I'm going to give the giveaway to, because I don't do giveaway debates with people. Let me go ahead and type. We're going to just do it at random. I'm going to just type out who's going to win what. We're going to do 0.1 BNB to 5 different people. That's how we're going to do it. All right. And we can't do I'm sorry. We can no longer do we can't do the 1 to 10 as often, because it just has gotten hectic. So, it's not helping anybody. I'll still do it, but just not that often, y'all. No, because people would just spam like crazy, and then we couldn't find what we need to find and everything like that.
I get you. Yeah, quickly, sorry, I'm used to an hour, so I feel like I've missed some things. One thing I want to touch on before that giveaway and before I got to wrap up here is we've got fair launch incentives. So anybody who does contribute to the fair launch, again, is if you hold till the end of the Super Bowl, you're entered to win 2.5K BUSD, so $2,500. Just for straight up contributing. It could be 0.1 BNB, it could be 10 BNB, whatever it is. And then also you will get, if you contribute to the fair launch, an entry into the pooled betting pot. And on top of that, we've got, for the first 50 contributors, 5% extra super tokens and a biggest buy competition, where first, second, and third place will each respectively take home 1.5 BNB, 1 BNB, and 0.5 BNB.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, when is the Super Bowl again?
February 13th for me, but I'm in a different time zone. So I'm going to be up at a ridiculously early morning, and I believe it's February 12th back home for anybody in the States or Canada.
All righty. So there you go, guys. I just sent Dumbledore everybody who won the giveaway. He's probably going to, he might post, He might post who won on the channel. He may or may not. But if you won, you won because you'll get your BNB. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. You just look in your wallet; it's there.
Yeah.
Yo, sorry. But yep.
But yep, that's in the Dumbledore. All right, let me go ahead and stop this recording and let you go, sir.
Cheers. Thank you so much, man. And I apologize.